PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to PCN. We are so happy to dedicate our entire show to recapping some of the highlights from our Give Hope Telethon, a live production we hosted on Saturday, September 23rd, here at the PAC TV studios to raise money for the many affected by the powerful hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria.
We could never have had such a successful telethon without our partner, the Plymouth Area Rotary Club. We're also fortunate to have the Plymouth Philharmonic, under the leadership of Stephen Karyodonis, open their season with a call to action.
You can donate even after the telethon concludes. And with that, we're all going to face the camera and say, please give hope. Thanks, everybody.
We were fortunate to have a number of videos that were provided as content for our telethon from organizations, schools, and community partners. Each of these videos provided us with opportunities to see and hear about how people come together in times of trouble to help each other.
Our local schools also participated by organizing collections for food, clothing, and other necessities. We visited Plymouth Public Schools to hear what they did to help spread the word.
Hello, my name is Gary Maestas, Superintendent of the Plymouth Public Schools. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for tuning into the Give Hope Telethon for hurricane relief. We appreciate you taking the time to help aid those who have been affected by the recent hurricanes. We also have a special message from students within the Plymouth Public School system. Let's take a moment to listen to our children.
We hope that everybody's okay and we're thinking of you.
I hope that no damage has come and you're also very healthy.
We hope you stay safe.
The Plymouth Public Schools are always thinking of Texas.
We're thinking about everyone impacted by the hurricane, especially in Florida.
We're thinking of you from Plymouth.
I hope everybody in the hurricane is doing okay.
Sending hope from Plymouth.
I hope you are okay.
I just want to give wishes to everyone in the hurricane.
To everybody that's impacted by the hurricane, we're thinking of you.
We're thinking of you.
Whoever was impacted by the hurricane, we hope you have the supplies.
We're sending hope.
I hope the damage is repaired.
For those of you who are impacted by hurricanes Harvey, Irma, Maria, and Jose,
we really hope you're okay.
We're sending well wishes to everyone impacted by the hurricanes.
We're thinking of all you.
I hope everybody is safe.
Wasn't that terrific?
That was wonderful.
And we have lots of kids in schools, from the elementary schools all the way up through high schools, and not only in our school systems, but all over the country, that are pulling together to collect non-perishables and money and whatever else they can to make a difference and to help.
Now let's watch another video with some other kids.
Although thousands of miles separate Plymouth from Florida and Texas, distance hasn't stopped our students from giving to those in need. Students at Plymouth South High School have been collecting items to send to victims of the devastating hurricanes. Mrs. Harbalis and her advisory class collected donations on behalf of the Cape Cod Hurricane Relief Fund and served as ambassadors while helping to organize the hundreds of necessities to aid in relief efforts.
I left my classroom door open and it was just overwhelming. The cases of diapers. I had a retired teacher send me a message saying that she was going to drop off items. I mean, this is a fabulous community, Plymouth South.
Really feel like you're giving back to people who really need it at the moment because they lost everything. They don't have anything anymore. Their houses got destroyed, all their clothes got destroyed, so unless they kept it with them when they went to shelters or anything, they lost everything. So to give them something that we have very much of here makes you feel like you're helping them a lot.
Just across the street, students at Plymouth South Middle School were doing their part to brainstorm ways to raise money to help the hurricane victims get back on their feet and give them hope.
So we're making bracelets and we're gonna sell them, and we're gonna give the money to charity to help Hurricane Harvey or Hurricane Irma.
My group, we're thinking about doing either Help for Houston, Hearts for Harvey. I think a project like this is important just because if something happened to Massachusetts, like a tornado or something, we would want other states to give back to us.
Many schools across the district have raised money, collected goods, and shown their support for the communities affected by the hurricanes. And students learn the valuable lessons of community service and the power of giving back.
Children are often confused and frightened by natural disasters and may feel helpless. Our regular contributor, Leslie Cutler, who is a licensed psychotherapist, visited our set to give some helpful guidance.
You know, our kids are exposed to secondary trauma every day, and a lot of times we don't even realize what they know and what they don't know. And this brings an important point up that, you know, we need to sit down with our kids and say, you know, what is it that you know? And, you know, as Julie and I were talking previously, a lot of times kids don't have all the facts, and they start filling in all these details with, you know, their own thoughts, and a lot of times they're not grounded in reality. So this is why we need to sit down with them, be very, very clear listeners, you know, not laugh at anything they say, no matter how silly it might be, and to help them navigate through this. You know, simply putting them in front of the TV to see what's going on is not appropriate for a lot of children. It's too much. So we have to be a little bit of that barrier where we get the information ourselves, and then depending on the child, be able to, and the child's age, to give them the information that is necessary.
Because we know best how our children are going to respond to different stimulus and different information. What would you say to parents? Sometimes, you know, the first instinct out of love is to hide it and to try to keep it away. What does that do?
Well, you know, again, I think they still will hear about it, whether it will be from their friends or at school or on the school bus. And sometimes, you know, that's unhelpful, because if we try to hide it, they might feel like we're not available to them, or it's too scary for us even to deal with. And so we want them to know that nothing is too frightening for them to come to us with, and we can sit down and talk about it. For older children too, I also think it's helpful to, you know, be able to say to them, let's find out ways together that we can help, that we can support. And, you know, let's learn about what exactly hurricanes are and how they happen, and let's look at the globe and see where our friends are that are experiencing this. And you know, it helps make it a little bit more real to them, but yet, you know, keeps them educated of the process, and, you know, they know that they can come to us.
Many local organizations work together to collect and distribute non-perishable goods to both Texas and Florida. Our local friend Chris Bedeau told us his story.
My folks lost their home in Katrina in 2005, and when I saw these two hurricanes coming in, my friend Kurt Schilling reached out to me. He started Operation Bullpen. I've got a local Facebook group called Homesteaders of New England, and I called on the group, and we got 4 18-wheeler trucks, one parked here. I asked for volunteers. We got about 12 volunteers, and they've been manning the truck since Monday, and we've just about gotten it full. We're going to send one of the trucks to Texas and 3 to Florida. I really want to thank Brandon Atwood of Chica's Furry Friends. He got the trucks donated from a trucking company in Rhode Island. Like I said, there were 4 18-wheelers. They also donated 8 drivers, so each truck will have 2 drivers. They'll leave Tuesday morning and plan to arrive there on Thursday. And we're extremely grateful for that. This couldn't happen without them. So Betty Cavaco, as you know, is a selectman, and I am the selectman's assistant. and she heard about my project, and she got the youth center to also get a truck. We started out separately and then kind of came together halfway into the week, and it worked out great. It ended up working out perfectly. And the youth center truck got down there as well as Kurt Schilling, so we had more of an idea of what they needed so we could focus on what was most important, which was a huge help. This morning we had Troop 51 from Manomet come out. We had a U-Haul truck full of pet food that we collected yesterday in Plimpton, and they came out this morning and they had the thing unloaded and on the trailer in about a half an hour. They were amazing. As a result of our efforts, I think probably one of the most rewarding parts is to see the way that the community has come forward. We've had kids that are 2 all the way up to senior citizens come and bring shopping carts full of food, towels, blankets, clothes. It's been absolutely amazing. I've never been more proud of my community.
So he mentioned Kurt Schilling in there. I heard that Kurt Schilling actually Skyped into the telethon. Tell me about that.
He did. We were very fortunate to have Kurt Schilling call us right in with his face there and bringing us messages. And one of the most important things that he's doing is he's securing a C-130, which is the huge, massive cargo aircraft that's going to be staging down in Miami and filling up supplies to go to Puerto Rico, which is desperately needed. So thank you. Local veterinarians and others work together to bring us information about pets, how shelters and vets take care of animals that are lost or displaced, and also how to prepare for disasters with pets in mind.
VCA and the Mars family has been raising funds for the pets of Hurricane Irma and Harvey. We've collected the donations to take care of these pets, both vaccinations and to find their way back to their families. If you want to donate, you could either call our VCA charities or call our hospital at 508-746-4232, or you can drop off donations such as food and supplies at 100 Industrial Park Road. Please donate. Any little bit helps. As a vet hospital, every staff member here cares greatly about their pets, and we wanted to make sure that everyone's pets that were lost could be taken care of as much as we take care of our own pets.
Ideally, the states and the federal government would like families to have a plan in place where they have their supplies ready to go and they have a place that they're going to go that they can bring their pets, so that when they evacuate, have a place to go. If it's a local shelter where pets aren't allowed, the states are now required to have a shelter where animals are brought, where they can bring the animals first, drop them off, and it's usually very close to the human shelters. It's not quite as easy for large animals in the same situation, so farm animals, in which case they don't have systems in place for rescuing, so they're very much emphasizing the fact that farmers and owners of large animals transport their animals to a safe place on their own, and there's typically enough time to do it, so at least get them out even if the hurricane or whatever disaster isn't going to hit. When owners do leave pets behind, especially in the small animal, dog and cat situation, they're usually being left in pretty dangerous situations for the rescuers. So when we had flooding down in Rhode Island, people left behind a lot of pets that they had to get in with boats, and they're getting into situations where electrical boxes may not have been flooded yet and could flood while the rescuers are there. You're dealing with scared animals that can bite and scratch them, so it's definitely not a safe situation if animals are left behind. That said, they are rescued, and again, these local animal shelters are set up by the state. So state of Massachusetts has several shelters that are set up, and they're brought there once the disaster is under control. Ideally, get the pets back to their owners. If not, the local animal control officers then go to the shelter. If they know which town the animal is rescued from, that officer will then take them back to their local shelter if it's functioning, and then they try to match up those pets with the owners. For any animals that are being rescued or animals that are being evacuated, preferably by their owners, there are the basic supplies or the immediate needs that they have. So preferably their own food. Many are on special foods, their supplies, that kind of stuff. So it's encouraged that people put together a disaster bag. This is one that actually the state of Rhode Island had put together that people could purchase for a pretty inexpensive price. And so it has all of their things in there so that that can be left with the pet when they leave them at the shelters. Beyond that, again, the states have agencies set up that will have a lot of the things like cages and supplies and food that's been donated by a lot of the different food companies. They have medicines. I mean, the biggest immediate need for any of these things, as always, is volunteers. So the big need is people.
Churches and municipalities in many regions act as drop-off locations for donations. We had on set with us 2 pastors from local churches who work together with their parishioners as well as town officials to gather goods to be brought to specific areas. Senior Pastor Tim Bresnahan from Duxbury Baptist Church came in to share his story.
Yeah, so when the hurricane of Harvey came about, we were just heartbroken and concerned for the people there in Houston, and so we just felt burdened and led to get involved. We didn't know exactly what it would look like, but we really wanted to help in some way. So we became kind of a collection hub here on the South Shore. We just kind of got the word out through different channels and different media platforms, and the response was awesome from the fire department, other churches, you name it. People from all over are coming together, providing goods for the people there in Houston that had been impacted.
And how many goods did you send? Was it a tractor trailer, or how many?
Yeah, so the Duxbury Fire Department, when they heard about it, wanted to get involved, and so many of the fire department leaders there, Chief Nord, and many others said, we want to get involved, how can we help? And so they actually provided a large diesel truck and then one of their own trailers to haul the goods down. So a large trailer was filled up.
And where was it delivered to?
I went down to Houston proper. There's a church there called Generations Church that we are in connection with. The senior pastor and I and others got in touch with them, and they were sending teams out all throughout Houston every day, throughout the day, throughout the night, delivering diapers, baby formula, that sort of thing. And so they had a distribution hub set up in Houston at a furniture store in Houston proper. And they were hosting people there, people were living there, eating there.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was absolutely amazing. That gentleman allowed his furniture store to be used as almost like a hotel. Yeah, for anyone who needed it. This next video highlights the town of Hingham and how their police department organized not only a drop-off, but a delivery system. Take a look at this.
I've basically been trying to follow what's been happening in Houston, and we also do get some FEMA reports. Right now, it's sort of in a devastation down there. Over 50 inches of rain. That's more snow than we get every year. The country is really trying to pull together and help out the best we can. A friend of mine asked me about this, and she felt the need to maybe do something as a town of Hingham. So she asked me if we'd be willing to be a drop-off center, and I thought it was a great idea, and so this is what police departments do. This is what the town does. They help out other towns. I think we had no idea that it was going to take off. After about 2 hours of an opening collection, I said, you need to get a bigger truck. Usually what happens when disasters first happen, there's this giant rush to send supplies. You're not going to be able to get the supplies into some of these areas, so the people on the ground down in Houston will be setting up facilities where they'll bring items into and hold them until they're able to distribute them to the different areas in need. We basically have extended our drop-off period till 4 p.m. because of people still coming in. Even though we have a 4 o'clock deadline, if we're still packing the truck tonight, we'll probably be able to squeeze more stuff in. One of the biggest items coming in is mainly diapers. A lot of personal toiletry items such as toothbrushes, blankets, clothing. It's really great when you see families pulling together, and especially coming in with kids, spreading that message. There's been a couple people that have been collecting stuff on their own, so they were bringing stuff in. I'm always amazed when the word goes out to the people of Hingham. We've seen this time and time again. The request goes out, in a matter of 2 days, we're talking a truckload of goods. That's really amazing.
We want to thank our media partner, HCAM in Hingham, for providing this coverage.
Losing power is not only an inconvenience, it becomes a danger, especially when the electrical infrastructure is severely damaged. Eversource provided us with this informative piece.
The
work in any storm situation when you have millions of customers out, you have your difficulties. Yesterday it was mid to lower 90s, high humidity. We're in a situation where they're in hard hats, they're in flame retardant clothing, they're rubber gloves, rubber sleeves, and they're doing it all without complaining, and they're just happy to turn the lights on.
Got some good accommodations, even though this is a tent camp where, we have showers, we have running water, good food, it's hot. So everybody's in good spirits. Just want to get people's lights on so they can have that same comfort.
The people of Florida are being fantastic with us. They're giving us hugs, they're seeing our crews, high-fiving, really excited, and of course, you have the ones that want us to, I just live 5 minutes up the road, can you come take care of me? Our entire crew, we're one Eversource here. It's not New Hampshire, Mass, or Connecticut, we're all one.
We had the opportunity to go out into our community the night of the telethon and brought back some wonderful messages and wishes from people out on a Saturday night. PCN's own Maureen Bates went Facebook Live from the Plymouth Waterfront Bar and Grill and brought us this preview.
Hi, you might recognize me from PAC TV Community News. Well, tonight I am really proud to announce that we're going to be going live from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. for our Give Hope Telethon to raise funds for hurricane relief. We're going to be live here from the Waterfront Bar and Grill, so we invite you to come on down. We're going to have donation jars available, and we'll be going live intermittently from Facebook. And also we invite you to tune in to any of our public access channels or donate at www.pactv.org. We'd love to have you, so come on down.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. You can still make donations at pactv.org/telethon or send a check to Plymouth Rotary Charitable Foundation. Put Give Hope Telethon in the memo line, P.O. Box 927, Plymouth, Massachusetts, 02362.
And we leave with a big thank you to our staff, our volunteers, community partners, and of course, all the generous people and organizations who donated to Give Hope. And a final quote from retired Admiral William H. McCraven, who so aptly stated, "One person can change the world by giving people hope." Thank you.
Thank you for giving hope.
Thank you for giving hope.
Thank you for giving hope. Thank you for giving hope. Thank you for giving hope. Thank you for giving hope.
So thank you for watching.